Picture a company that rolled out an automated sales assistant to cut onboarding time, and instead found days of delay, duplicate checks, and a flood of manual escalations. The model was fine. The system leaked value through coordination points.
This is the Agentic Executive. Today's briefing focuses on one practical insight you can use to increase clarity, leverage, and decision-making power.
Right. That story lands fast. Teams expect linear gains from automation and instead build systems that demand human stitching whenever something odd happens. The system reveals the truth. Those handoffs are where returns evaporate.
Let me be precise. Coordination tax is the measurable overhead introduced by agentic systems when they require fragile interfaces, brittle state, or fuzzy decision boundaries. It shows up as longer lead time, increased rework, and slow decision latency, and you can instrument those directly.
And for leaders, the immediate question is, where am I paying it? There are 3 predictable spots: interfaces, state management, and decision boundaries, and each has a different fix.
Start with interfaces. Imagine your agent calls an internal endpoint, and the field customer_status code comes back null in certain edge cases. The agent flags it, and a human gets pulled in to decide what's valid. That pull multiplies as you scale.
Wait, you mean we shouldn't be tuning prompts every week when those edge cases show up?
Not as a first resort. Frequent prompt tuning is a smell. Tighten the contract first. Explicit field semantics, documented edge behavior, and a version API so agents don't break on small changes.
Good. Next is state management. Agents that assume a single, up-to-date context suffer when multiple partial contexts exist. If your onboarding flow stores context across caches instead of a single shard like onboarding context v1, you'll get conflicting recommendations and needless reconciliation.
Exactly. Pick one canonical shard for the flow and accept that other teams get read-only projections. Writable copies are what create the tower of reconciliations.
And the third spot, decision boundaries. If it's unclear when an agent should act versus when a human should intervene, escalation becomes default. Meetings balloon, throughput slows, and automation births bureaucracy. Give me an example of an intent signal.
A simple Boolean or enum, intent equals onboard, verify, escalate. Add a confidence score too. Use a rule like escalate only if confidence less than 60% and no resolution within 4 hours. That binary rule prevents constant human triage.
Curious. Measurement then. How do you prove the tax shrank and you didn't just move it out of sight?
Keep metrics simple and redundant. Instrument 3 signals for a pilot flow: trigger to resolution latency, rework rate, % of items returned for correction, and decision reversals, % of agent decisions later changed by a human. Pair numbers with quick qualitative sampling.
Also a guardrail on sample size. If the flow sees fewer than 100 events a day, extend the pilot to 7 days or aggregate multiple flows. Otherwise, noise will dominate your signal.
And keep changes minimal and reversible. A single narrow contract tweak can be rolled back in an hour if it increases incidence. Treat metrics as hypotheses, not absolutes.
Here's a 24/72-hour play you can run this week. Day 1, pick one high-friction flow, onboarding, triage, or reporting, and map every handoff. Day 2, add the 3 gauges and roll one contract change that clarifies an ambiguous field or adds an intent flag. Day 3, run under normal load and evaluate. Small change, fast signal.
We tested this at a mid-sized SaaS firm. Their onboarding agent routed compliance documents and flagged borderline cases. We added a one-line rationale, a confidence score, and tightened the contract so borderline cases were routed to a specialist queue. Within 48 hours, latency dropped and rework fell by nearly 30%.
Real result, not a model upgrade. But a caution, don't over-optimize micro-coordination. If you lock contracts too tightly, you can block legitimate emergent cases. Always include rollback criteria and an incident playbook.
One common stall is arguing over state ownership. My recommendation? Assign the shard to the team closest to the customer outcome, give them the writable shard, and require minimal read contracts for others. Create projections for different views rather than writable copies.
I'll push back a bit. Closeness to the customer doesn't guarantee incentives for global hygiene. Pair ownership with a small measurable SLA and a monitoring strip that catches divergence early. Ownership plus accountability, not ownership alone.
Fair. Ownership, SLAs, and minimal monitoring. Practical, not bureaucratic.
Quick recap for implementation. Spot the flow, map handoffs, measure latency, rework, reversals, make one narrow, reversible contract change, and evaluate with both numbers and a few failed case reads. Patterns create power. Look for repeated handoffs that fail.
One sentence core insight. The coordination tax is the primary limiter on scaled agentic leverage. Fix interfaces, state, and decision boundaries with narrow contracts, canonical state, and compact escalation protocols to reclaim value. Simple moves, outsized returns. Stay agentic.
Subscribe for daily briefings with tight operational steps you can run before lunch. Next episode, how to structure incentives so agents optimize for long-term optionality, not just short-term throughput. The system reveals the truth.
You've been listening to the Agentic Executive. Apply what you learned today and make your next move count. Clarity is leverage. Stay agentic.